We've got Toronto Regionals this weekend. It's going to be a pretty big one. It's looking like we're going to have 9 rounds of Swiss Day 1, which is the first time we've had a 9-round Day 1 tournament since Baltimore at the start of the season.
Yeah.
So it's
And the main
been
reason,
quite a while.
Yeah, I was gonna say the main reason for that has been caps. I feel like more so than anything. Like Knoxville definitely would have had 9 rounds Day 1 if there wasn't a cap. So caps have been the reason for most of these.
Louisville. Is that what you mean, Louisville?
Or Louisville, yeah. So caps have been the reason for some of these for sure, if not most of them. But that is actually surprising me now that I'm looking at these numbers right here, because it is 2805 currently registered for Toronto. So we will hit that 9 rounds Day 1 for sure.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see. How does that change? How big is Day 2 going to be with X21 getting in, 2,800 players? I think that is that's gonna be the largest regional championships of all time. Looking just at the tournaments that have happened in the last year, 2,600 was NAIC. The largest regionals was Orlando at 2,300. So
it'll be close.
It's going to be pretty close. There's a chance this is the literal largest regional championships we have ever had. If we exclude the massive Japanese tournaments and look at just specifically regional championships, not looking at ICs. I mean, Orlando in April was 2,369.
Yeah.
In May, Indianapolis was 2,342, and then Baltimore to start off the season was 2,300, 2,307.
Yeah. So
Louisville obviously was capped. So
yeah, I don't even think there was ever really a question of if we would have the biggest tournament this year. It would just be how big it is, and I think coming down to caps is kind of like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Because Toronto, I think Toronto's capped. I'm actually not sure about Toronto being capped. Toronto might not be capped yet, actually, though. Most of these major tournaments that we're having this season can probably get 9 rounds Day 1 easy. 8 rounds is not going to be the norm moving forward if you live in America or Europe, probably. So just like, I feel like when I see people talk about on Twitter about like how 8 rounds feels good, or the idea of like X21 making Day 2, or how many rounds you have to get to make Day 2, whatever it might be, just so people understand, 8 rounds is not going to be the norm for very long. I assume they want the game to grow and have bigger events, so we're going to have bigger venues moving forward into next season. I was assuming that most of the tournaments this year would be 9-round tournaments, and maybe the rest of the year, most of them could be, to be honest.
Well, let's make some predictions for this weekend. Azul in Toronto, in their home country. How many Canadians will there be in Top Cut? Obviously, it'll be the most represented region, but there will be a ton of players from the United States there.
Yeah.
And, the way these tournaments have been going, there will be tons of players from all over the world, most likely, at this tournament. I know a lot of Europeans actually usually end up coming over to Toronto.
Yeah.
What do you think? How many Canadians will there be in Top Cut?
So I'll say, dude, it could be, I'm just going to assume it's going to be around a 9-person, 10-person cut. And I'm going to say Canada's going to struggle on this one. I'll give them 3.
What?
I'll give them 3 players in cut.
3 players in cut? Dude, that is disrespectful. Do you know how many of our tournaments they have come and won?
A couple.
Quite a few.
I will say, but I think I did the math for last Toronto or last Vancouver. Like 50% of the players are like Americans, or close to, I think.
Sure.
So, and we're gonna have some Europeans over there. Even you brought it up with like the players who went to Perth who were from Japan. It's the best players coming over. It's going to be some of the best players from Europe coming over.
Yeah, I mean, let's look at, I'm actually going to look at the last Toronto Regional Championships.
Oh, wait, hold up. Maybe let me hold mine back if you're going to do more research.
Well, no, you already locked it in, big dog.
Oh yeah, I'll keep it locked. I'll keep that locked.
Oh my gosh.
Look
This
at
is
the last
embarrassing,
bro. What is this?
1 Canadian, or no, Christian got 9th. There wasn't even asymmetrical, right?
Yeah, there wasn't. Honestly, y'all could stay home, to be honest. There's no point in showing up. Christian can come to get a top 16, I guess. Sheesh.
I was going to say 5.
That is not...
This is crazy to look at right here.
Sheesh.
That's rough. I was going to look at like Baltimore or something. Like, see, there was like 3 Canadians in Top Cut of Baltimore.
That's a pretty good conversion.
Yeah.
Maybe they just choke. Maybe they're nervous when it's on like home turf. They just get nervous.
They performance anxiety or something. I'm going to go with 5. I'm going to say 5 Canadians in cut, and it's going to be, a 10 player cut. 10 player cut.
Yeah, 9 to 10 is a good guess, it sounds like.
How many Precious Trolley will there be in Top Cut? This has been your favorite A-Spec the last few weeks, I feel like. This is like the only A-Spec you've been talking about.
I mean, I think it wouldn't be surprising to see multiple Cloth Terrapagos. I want to root for the Dragapult Iron Thorns as well. I like the deck, and it's getting a little bit of steam. So I'm going to at least say 2. I have a hard time seeing the Guardy players, especially after this performance here from Kaido and Haruki, I struggle to see a lot of the Guardy players going to that trolley build that we saw in Stuttgart get top 4. So I'm going to go with, we could see a couple Dragapult Thorns, we could see a couple Cloth, maybe something new will pop up. I'm going to give them 3. I'm going to go with 3 trolleys
3 trolleys, all
in
right.
asymmetrical.
I'm going to go with 2. I think that's a good wavelength to be on, you know, a couple Cloths in there. Maybe 1 Cloth, 1 of the Thorns decks, something like that. And then lastly, we talked about this deck a lot, the Golden Go. Highest placing Golden Go at the event, Azul. What do you think it will be?
I mean, this is tough, especially after its kind of recent downfall. The Cloth Terrapagos deck is out there, which it's seems like might be part of the reason that it's struggling. Although, like I said, my experience with the matchup isn't enough to really make a confident call on that matchup. I would like to say a top cut for Golden Go again, but I think I'm going to go with a top 32.
I actually think it's going to be rough out there for Golden Go a couple weekends in a row. I'm going to go with top 64 for the Golden Go. I think it's going to struggle big time here.